Alright, the first thing you'd want to do is to remove the top. You have 4 screws up on the top. Remove that with an 1/8" Allen head wrench. And then you can open the door here on the side and take the 6 screws out of the side.
Right.
And slide the panel up out of it, because it will still have the front on.
Right.
So you slide the side up. Then you'll have a chain guard on. There'll be 2 screws down here in the bottom, 2 in the back, and 2 up here. You remove that chain guard off. Then you just have to loosen the bolts, the nuts on here, slide the bolts out, and use an 1/8" Allen head wrench. Take the set screws loose here and on the sprocket, and you'll be able to lift this up and take the bearing off and be able to work the chain off of there. But it should be enough play. You may have to loosen the other side, but and you can take the gear off, and you can take the chain off.
Right. Then with a chain extractor, well, you find the master link, right?
Right.
And the master link looks just like that. Pop off that piece right there, right?
Right, and slide it out.
Right. And that'll open the chain.
Then with the chain extractor, you would remove the top part here. Just one of these pushes it out. You put it on there and tighten it down, it pushes it out. Then you can remove this much of the chain.
Right, right.
And then put your connector link back on.
Right. Now, if for some reason you didn't have a chain extractor, Greg, we could probably just go ahead and supply the right length chain if they needed it, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So you got a backup if for some reason it doesn't work for them. That's good.
You can always take a little grinder and grind these off. And then
Right.
take a little punch and tap them out too.
Top them out, yeah.
That's the easy way to do it.
Yeah, that is the easiest way to do it. You're right. All right, that sounds good. So then you'd put the correct sprocket where, Greg?
And you put it back on.
The correct sprocket, the new sprocket, goes up on top there, right?
So you have, unless you have your chain apart, you can put on later. But if you put it back together, then you'd have to get it on first. Put your sprocket on.
Yeah. Button it all back together, right? There you go. Make sure all those Allen wrench pieces are tight and the bolts are tight in there, and that everything's aligned properly. Be sure to put the chain guard back in place, right?
Right. Before you tighten everything down, you want to get your chain on.
Right.
And get it tight. Make sure everything's in a line. You can move the sprocket a little bit, whatever you need to.
Right.
But you want it behind the guard.
Right.
And then you can tighten your screws all back down, set screws.
Right.
Tighten your bolts so your chain's tight.
Right.
Little play's all right, but...
Right. And again, the way we want to do that is make sure that we put the chain on both sprockets before we put the bearing back in, so that you have that room, that space. Okay. All right, well, that should do it. Thanks so much, Greg. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.